Every painting begins as a collection of marks and ideas that don't quite make sense yet. But somewhere along the way, many paintings pass through a stage where everything looks worse instead of better. Artists call this the ugly phase, and understanding it might be one of the most important things you can learn about the painting process. As artists, we all experience this, that awkward middle phase where a painting hasn't quite found itself yet. But if you stay with that work a little bit longer, adjusting, observing, and responding, something will begin to shift, and the painting will start to evolve. So next time your work feels messy or uncertain, try not to judge it too quickly. When you find yourself here, you are most likely right in the middle of the ugly phase. So try not to throw up your hands and walk away. Your painting needs you to keep going. As I was working on this small painting, I really wanted to talk about the ugly phase again because I feel like it's so important because it happens to everyone, and this is the place where so many people give up. I started out this painting with an extremely messy sketch, and then I redrew it in a super fast and messy way right onto my board. I do this a lot because I know I'm going to fix things, rethink about the drawing and repaint it. And I decided to film this because I knew I was in that kind of a mood when I sat down. And I knew that this was probably going to go through a lot of ugly phases. And it did. I was right. And so it doesn't scare me when this happens. I just rework things as I'm going along, as I'm painting. But I've seen a lot of people get very scared and nervous and give up because we don't talk about the ugly phase a lot in art. And I've never really encountered a lot of people in the years I took lessons that ever talked about it. So there's no discussion of the messy middle, and a lot of people, this is where people give up painting because they don't realize that there is a messy middle. My first pass around is always just getting base layers down. They always look a little wonky. Look at her face right now, it looks terrible. Then I realize, oh my, look at her forehead, it's so low, I need to paint that out. And so that's what I did. I just went in and I raised her forehead a little bit. I adjusted her hairline. And then I'm just going to leave that for now. I'm going to leave it and let it dry while I go in and get some more of the details down. And that can all be fixed. This is where people say, oh no, I've ruined my painting. I need to completely paint over it or get a new canvas and start over. You don't. There's nothing wrong with letting that little piece dry and fixing it as you go along, as you're painting. It's fine. Just let things evolve as you're working. Once you start to get that bad running commentary in your head and the bad thoughts about how terrible everything looks, that's like the kiss of death to painting. Just leave it alone and go on to the next thing. Start, getting some of your other details painted in. Work your way around your painting. Work on some other things while that's drying. Because what that does is it gives you a fresh set of eyes for when you go back to the face. What you don't want to happen is for yourself to start convincing yourself that you're a failure, because you're not. You're just working through the issues that come up normally in the process of painting. I think it's important to remember that almost every painting goes through a very awkward, ugly stage. And when we know this, you can just keep working until you're happy with the final result. It's almost like a breath of relief when you know that this happens to everyone and you can just work through that part of it. I also want to reiterate and really talk about how important it is to not share your paintings with anyone who's going to be really critical of your artwork when you're first starting out, or until you're very confident about your work. People can be unintentionally hurtful in their comments, or very critical when you're trying to learn. And they don't do it to intentionally hurt your feelings, but it can really ruin your confidence when you're learning. And it can hurt your ability to want to continue if it really strikes a chord and you're emotional or you're sensitive, and it makes you not want to try again. So you just have to be careful about who you're sharing with. So when you're ready, you could reach out to that friend or family member who you want to share what you've been working on with, and just be careful about who that person is. I know that sometimes getting started in art can be really difficult, but when you get to the point where things are a mess, it can feel like it's hard to keep going. And so that's why I like to sometimes share with you what happens when I get stuck. So this video is like, I'm completely redrawing this face. And so I actually even shifted the view on this woman's face. I shifted it more to a 3/4 view. I gave her a little bit more of the other side of her face. I put in more hair on the other side. I redrew her hairline. I shifted things over and really corrected where her face was not working, because it really wasn't working. I had her forehead too low, and I had to raise that up. I didn't let any of it worry me. And by working my way around the painting a little bit, working on the pot a little bit, working on some of the foliage a little bit, I was able to come back with a fresh set of eyes and relook at that area and redraw it. Now, if you need to have a reference, please use one. Now, I have done so much life drawing that I don't need a visual reference most of the time. So I do paint from imagination a lot. I did have an old painting when I did the initial sketch, but here I'm just painting. But if you feel like you need your original drawing references, your sketch, whatever you need to give you more confidence when you're painting, please have all your stuff out while you're doing it. If you need more of a visual reference, have it handy, have it out, have the pictures out, have your sketch out, have whatever materials you need to make you feel more confident while you're painting. Have those out and easy to access while you're doing your painting. Sometimes because I have a big stand easel, I will tape all that stuff to the top of the stand easel while I'm painting, just so I have it handy. You always want to set yourself up for success when you're painting. So have all the things you need ready to go and set yourself up for a successful painting session. There's so much fear around creating art, and we can prevent so much of it by just being ready and being prepared and having our references out, not sharing our art with people that are going to be critical of us, because a lot of it is just fear of failure, fear of criticism, fear of disapproval of what people might think or say, and also just the fear of being judged. And no one, the worst thing that could happen is that you don't even start, or you start and then you don't continue. Those are universal fears, and every artist has them. But don't let that keep you from making art, because art can bring so much joy to your life and so much in so many ways apart from creating something, in the way of mindfulness and relaxation and processing your feelings and emotions. It's a wonderful practice to bring into your life. And the other thing I just want to just touch on briefly is that on this channel, we do look at a lot of master art, and that's so that we can really learn from the masters. And I love going to galleries and seeing other contemporary artists and looking at their work, but I never compare myself to other artists or say, gee, I wish I could paint like this or that, or gee, I'll never be as good as this person or that person. Don't compare yourself. You're on your own journey. And every single one of those painters has an ugly phase in every one of their paintings. And every single one has failed paintings. You just will never see those in a gallery. So behind every successful painter, there's going to be lots and lots of studies that are imperfect, and sketchbook work and preliminary work and all kinds of things that are imperfect, and things that are left in the ugly middle, and, just a whole bunch of things that are substandard that will never make the gallery wall. So as far as this painting goes, I never really had to paint out and start over. I just went around the painting. I completely restructured the whole portrait portion of this painting just by going around and returning to the face with fresh eyes. And I redrew everything, the neck, the face, the hands, everything got fixed. But I fixed it during the process of painting. Every painting passes through uncertainty before it finds its way. So when your work looks awkward or unfinished, don't rush to judge it. Sometimes the moment when a painting looks its worst is the moment right before it begins to work.